Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hi, Gelsey.
Hello.
Oh my God. Welcome back, guys, to Anchor Watch, our weekly Below Deck chat where we talk all things below deck right here and take over Up and Adam's channel. I'm actually I'm in such a good mood today for so many reasons. First of all, Below Deck, I feel like it's just not cringe to watch anymore.
Finally, it's back.
What in the front freaking door, right?
I think we should just pretend like
Oh my
the
God.
Men in Black zap memory thing, like season 12 never happened. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. No, totally. Like, look here, it's gone. Except it's gonna replay. It's gonna replay its ass for like decades to come and just be the most like horrible thing to watch. But Tess, guys, welcome into the live chat. Be sure to sound off in the live chat on what you guys thought about this episode and also what you liked and didn't like. Guys, I'm on a TikTok journey. Okay, I just started a TikTok. You can follow me on Jason on Up and Adam, and so many people are chiming in on Below Deck. So people are just happy that the editing is back. It's not that the flashy editing from last season. It's not that. I don't know. We got to move on. I'm excited. Gelsey, if you could rate this episode 1 to 10, where would you put it?
I think I might go with an 8. My gut was 7, but I think this is a good foundational episode. You had kind of said that before we got on air. We were like quickly chatting about it. And I think because it's the beginning of the season, charter season, the show season, it's still setting up for us to get to know who's who and kind of what everyone's work ethic is. But also there was some good drama already. Like you can see the paths of like whose heads are going to butt. We already have heads butting. Oh my God. We already kind of are setting up the romance drama that's going to come. Like that's barely showing itself in love. And it's going to be a mess. And so we got great charter guests that were douchey and like, yeah, it was a solid episode.
Yeah, it was so funny what Aisha said about the charter guest. She's like, is this what Bitcoin does? It brings people together because everyone is so different. And she was pointing that out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is such like a bro, like, you know, crypto.
But they were also like, I mean,
do you know people like that?
Yeah. I know, like, not Bitcoin people, but I know, like, the douchey new money kind of people, and they do act like that. But even, like, when they were shopping in the village, or the little cute, beautiful, charming town, and they had beautiful little boutiques, and they're like, there's no Louis Vuitton or Gucci. I was like, oh my God, get over yourselves. And, like, at the end, she's, like, packing all her
Girl, you're on a charter.
Bag. But you're in, like, a village or, like, a tiny town in Spain. Like, no. Of course they don't have Gucci.
No.
Go back to Beverly Hills.
Go or wherever they're from. I don't know. They mentioned Dubai a lot. Dubai has a lot of new money now, so that's Okay, before we jump in here, I have to say, Gelsey, I agree with you. I feel like this is like episodes 1 and 2 were our foundational episodes. I think they've done a really good job about introducing everyone, getting into the first charter. Like you said, we're already seeing where things are going to go. We're seeing that Nathan's leadership is struggling a little bit, but not completely his fault because he had food poisoning, only came on the boat 2 hours before the first charter. So he's getting to like learn and know everything. The interior is killing it. The chef is killing it. So we have a lot to get into, but really quickly, I did want to wish our dear friend, Nick, a very, very happy birthday. Nicholas Catalan, happy birthday. We love you. You're awesome.
Oh my God, we love
You're
you
amazing.
So much. We do. We're big Nick fans here.
He's awesome. It's his birthday. How old is he? 5? Like look at him.
Maybe 6.
Crazy.
I think this is the
yeah. He's going to go to school by himself now. Okay. So before we jump into, I did want, because a lot of you guys have been asking where Captain Sean is, and Sean has kind of been all over the place recently. That's why we haven't had him on in a minute. But if you guys are interested, Sean and I will be doing a bi-weekly podcast episode on the Up and Adam podcast where we're going to go over kind of the boat of Below Deck Med. We're going to go over crew responsibilities, things that have happened that week that pertain towards yachting. We're going to put it in a real world situation. So if you guys have not subscribed to the podcast, get on there. And we have a little message from Captain Sean. Okay, here we go. We're going to play it. Guys, 100 in the room. Hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously.
Good afternoon, Jason and Gelsey. Welcome from the Bridge of Latitude for the real Below Deck Mediterranean. I'm here with some of my fine crew, future Below Deck stars, and we are off Elba. Elba is a little island off the coast of Italy. It's where Napoleon was exiled. You can see it here in the chart and in the radar. And we are just cruising around. But I miss all you guys. A shout out to all my fans on Anchor Watch. Appreciate you, and hopefully see you soon live, where I can regale you with my tales of cruising through the Med, of Monaco, of Tunisia, of Malta, of Syracuse, of all the great places that I've been in the past week. And of course, you can catch all those adventures on Instagram at Excitement Factory. Talk to you later. Good seeing you again.
Oh, that was great. I love that. I love Sean.
What?
Captain
I know.
Best. I miss him. And next year, Monaco. We're doing it.
We're doing it. We have to do it. It's the best boat show in the world. We have to go. All right, so let's jump into this episode and kick off with like kind of what did and did not work. What is working and what is not working. Let's start with what's working and what's good. I want to start with the interior.
It's working.
What do you think?
I think it's working. I think it's great. I think even the girls that don't really know fully what they're doing, like V kind of said, you know, she's learning a lot of aspects of being a stewardess, but she said, I have a great work ethic. Like, you're never not going to see me work hard, even if it's something I don't know how to do. And she's proving herself. She's doing even just like the little jams she put out. And it's just like, oh my God, you're learning.
I love that moment.
I did too, because it's such a small win. And obviously we're going, okay, she put jelly out, like who cares? But those little things in service matter. And if you're a leader having to tell your team continuously the small things, it gets old. You can't micromanage. Like, you have to count on your team to be able to show up with the small details. And she's already proving herself. I think we start with Aisha's just a great leader, and she has a hold on her team, which obviously we don't see that on the other side. But I think the girls are great. No. She's wonderful. And I love when she told the story about the first captain she worked with, that he was so mean. And she was like, you have a little dick and I'm leaving. And she's like, I don't want to be told that. So I want to have compassion and be nice and not be too aggressive with my team so they don't hate me. And I think that dynamic is a really smart way to maneuver, especially at the beginning of a charter season when you have a long way to go.
Totally. There's a long way to go, but she has set it up for success. We'll see how long that success lasts, because, you know, always with Below Deck, we start to think something, we're like, oh my God, the interior has it, the deck team is a mess, and then all of a sudden it goes and just swaps. So, I mean, I love V, or Victoria's attitude so much. I'm impressed. Like you said, she went above and beyond for the service. And hospitality. I love how she shares her story about her family. And I love how producers and editing are kind of putting that in at the right time. You know,
yes,
instead of having this Instagram feed come down over the front of the camera, instead of focusing on their life the whole time, it's like, this makes sense because of this moment. And that's what it's brought in.
Yes. And it's still in the beginning. Like, it's an appropriate time to do it because we're learning who everybody is. And so right now is the time to just like sprinkle in these anecdotes of who everybody is and what their background is 100%. I also wanted to mention, when they were talking about V's background and her family, did anyone else clock how absolutely stunning her mother is? She showed like the family photo when she was a kid.
What?
Oh crap. Like, her mom is just like legit a model. Beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yes. Amazing. I'm really happy with this cast. Like, I really love it.
100%. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say our other interior, so far I like, but I do think she's going to be the troublemaker. And she says it herself. She's like, Kizzy's, I love drama. It's all the thing when she's on the phone and she's like, oh, there's so many attractive people. I just want to flirt. Like, she already said this the first episode that she's going to be like this, but she's just really emphasizing that that's her role on this team. And again, in the work setting, she's doing great, but I think she's going to be a huge problem in the social aspect and the team, because once you cause that drama, it's a small space. It's not great. And she's like looking to cause it. I
have a feeling I have a feeling that she is going to be the drama, and I think she is going to be flirtatious, and I think she's going to be the one hooking up with like half the crew. But she's doing it in like, and I don't know how to say it. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way of being like a crazy drama hookup queen, but she's doing it in the Below Deck way. This is normal. This is not Soleil from Below Deck season 12, who, gets her flashy Love Island entrances, and she's just like guys, girls, the wall. I mean, she's into everything, right?
Yeah.
So Kizzy, it's like, okay, I can see you're young, you're cute, you're on a boat full of like good-looking people. All right, you're single. How about that? So that's it for one. I think it's going to be really good. Also, guys, you know that Aisha is the second longest running chief stew on Below Deck besides Kate Chastain. So after this season, I think they're going to be like dead even.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
We should have like a Below Deck competition, like teams against, I don't know how they would do that. I mean, I'm not like huge on competition shows, to be really honest, but I don't know, like chief stews head to head and be like, who can manage their team better? I don't know how they would do that. It would just be fun. Be like, make beds go. And time It's dumb. Actually, don't do that. That's really dumb. That's why I'm not a producer.
Can you imagine? Like, what would you call that show? Like below Deck.
Full throttle.
I don't even know what you would call that.
I don't know. Below Deck to the death. Like,
oh my God, guys. Annika says, take a shot every time Jason says season. Yes, season 12 is the new Below Deck season 9. It is officially the worst season of Below Deck history. Yeah. Even season 1 was better. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the things that are not working. Oh my God. No, well, we can't skip over the rest of the interior, which is the chef Josh Bingham, who is just like eloquently is putting everything out. I love his food. I love his presentation. His confessionals are killer. When he shows up with the clown shit, I'm like, I can't. Just because we come from the circus.
He's all like, happy. I was like, this is like turning into scary.
It's so funny because at the beginning you're like, this guy's kind of weird. He's a little weird, and he has this like kind of creative, weird energy. But again, here's the right time to present a story about Chef Josh and his past growing up as a teenager, getting into a lot of drugs and a lot of alcohol. And he shares that he's sober because he doesn't want to burn out. He's seen so many people burn out. And I really, really like that story. And I like how it was just placed perfectly. I
do too. I do too. And
he's really good.
Yeah,
he's working.
He's already grown on me. Like when he first came on, I was like, oh, I got a weirdo. Like I totally judged a book by its cover. He's eclectic. He's eccentric is what I meant. Eccentric. He's has that thing, but it's the more now that like his work is proving himself. And like you said, it's like this backstory. It just gives him like this purpose of his newfound life, I guess, and career and passion. And it's almost like, whether cooking was kind of his therapy and rehab out or, I don't know, but I would imagine that had a lot to do with it and is a huge part of it. So it makes it more just like meaningful. And and he's killing it. Even when the guests ordered, he's like, okay, this is the dish we're doing for breakfast. And he goes up to say it and they're like, nope, I want this, that, eggs and caviar. I want my eggs with almonds. I was like, gross. I want it all, and it's just like, but he does it. I mean, he has to, but it's, he made it happen instead of, Chef Anthony, who was just like, I cannot, like,
oh, what is this? I'm going to throw something. It is very night and day. I do have to say, I love how he can kind of go with the flow a little bit, like what you said with the breakfast or with the dessert. When one of the charter guests, I think his name is called Da Vinci. Am I?
Yes, yeah, it is. Doesn't like tiramisu. I'm sure it's not really his real name.
Okay.
Bitcoin and is like, I'm legally Da Vinci now. Like that's the kind of shit those assholes.
Now I'm Da Vinci. Yeah. Isn't Da Vinci like something crypto related too? Am I making that up? I don't know.
It might be. I don't know. I know nothing about crypto. Like it's
Yeah. So I just love how he's like, you know what? I got something else ready to go. I'm prepared. He is one step ahead. He seems a lot more organized than the last season. I'm going to say it again. Season 12, and we had Chef what's his name who walked the plank himself. and he couldn't handle the stress of being in the galley right before we got Anthony. Remember?
I totally forgot about him.
Everybody did. Everybody forgot about
found
Chef.
Jesus. I forget his Lawrence. Lawrence, yeah.
Chef Lawrence Snowden. Doesn't it sound like a knight? Something off of Game of Thrones or some shit?
It does.
It's like, what? Guys, they were left with a $30,000 tip.
That's good.
Like, okay, so if you talk money and you act not like money, at least you left money. So that's amazing.
I was like, if they stiff them the amount of times they talked about how wealthy they were and how they could just like order $1 million and it's a $30 million budget he has for a yacht and all that stuff. I was like, this is not the time to stiff them and look cheap, because sometimes the people with a lot of money are the ones that tip the worst. We know that. Like, I used to work at a 5-star resort, like top tier in Newport Beach in California. And the people that like, I had this woman who literally her stroller was Dior for her child and like everything head to toe, so wealthy. And I don't even think they left me a 10% tip.
Don't tip.
Like not even 10%.
That's how it works.
I was like, are you kidding me
now?
But,
welcome to America.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on. So Captain Sandy, she's a little frustrated, but I love how she's handling everything. Because at the end of the last episode and the beginning of this episode, we see Nathan just completely struggling with this jet ski and getting the crane down and getting everything, kind of in place. I love how she has the patience to kind of deal with him right now. She knows that things were working against Nathan. He's the first time being a bosun. He came on 2 hours before the charter started. He doesn't know the boat. Literally, it's day 2, I think he's been on that boat. So for him to get to learn everything. But there is a huge, huge discrepancy in how the team is communicating, because you have Max and Christian who are just fucking around with their egos. Yep. You have Nathan who's getting distracted by everything, by Tessa, by them, and he's missing these calls, which are so important. Thank God she's like backing into like an open parking lot,
not the bridge.
At this point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or not like a open parking lot. Seriously, though. Well, I think it just shows that Nathan doesn't know what he's doing, regardless of he just got on the boat and had a whole day to learn it, and like it's not enough time. Like I think there's an aspect of he was a little decluttered in certain parts, but his leadership skills are just not there. They're just not.
And Tessa was calling that out too, because she comes from a boating family. She said, my dad's a captain, and right now I'm seeing disorganization. So I have to agree. Like I was giving him like the benefit of the doubt. Okay, you just got on board. You really need time. You need that whole 24 hours or 36 hours, whatever they have before, to kind of come in and like organize yourself, find out what needs to be done. But then when you have people like Christian as your deckhand who, we talked about left being a pilot to come on the yacht. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of weird. We don't know his story yet. He can't tie a knot. And then already the preview for next week's episode is him floating out in the middle of nowhere.
Again on the jet ski. Again, we didn't tie out the jet ski. He's floating adrift on he didn't even know. I mean, even Tessa said when he's like, what are whips? And she's like, he doesn't even know. Like this is his ego's a little big for how his ego's too big for the fact that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like I'm not a big fan of egos at all that are like that. But if he was just like, I have the most experience. I've been doing this for 20 to 30 years. I grew up in this world. Like I'm on my shit and my leader sucks. Then I could see the ego being like, I know what I'm doing. So my ego's big. But when those don't match up, that really bothers me. But normally they don't. Normally people that don't know what they are doing have a big ego because they're overcompensating.
It's so weird. Yeah, I've met so many people like that. It's crazy. And they are clashing. Julia Johns in the live chat says, do we think Christian will last 2 more episodes? I'm going to go ahead and say no.
I don't think so.
I don't think he is going to last this season of Below Deck, because Med holds its own. Didn't have a lot of like huge big promotions where like Fraser was doing and Captain Carey were doing before the last season of Below Deck. Aisha even came out and said this isn't like some crazy season where people are all sleeping together. It's not as crazy as the last season. no one is hinting at all of these firings, but you can see that there's probably going to be one. And Captain Sandy has a history of just nailing it in the butt right away. That sounds so bad, but nailing it in the butt right away. Okay, we're good. You're good. Done. She'll call Norma. She'll be like, hey, Norma, do you guys have another deckhand? I need another deckhand. And then as soon as she gets the timeline on that, Christian will be packing his bags, I think. I think that's what's going to happen.
I agree. I mean, like you said, it's already kind of previewed. Like, it's funny, but I don't believe anything they kind of hint towards or that, because again, don't mean to keep bringing up season 12, but it was like the most firings and they didn't. So just because they're not talking about it for this season, I don't think that means that we're not going to get it. And they're already, though, previewing for the next episode, Captain Sandy bringing Nathan aside and saying, you know, he's like, Christian's just not, he's dead weight. And she's like, this is your call. So they're already having that discussion of, should we drop the dead weight? And I think, yes. I also think him and Max head to head are a problem and will be a distraction. It's already shown. Not only, it's like they're a distraction on both sides of the bad. Like they're sitting and they're two bros chatting and dicking around, and that's not good. And then they also have an ego war, and that's honestly worse, because then it breaks the team up and they're more distracted with that being the importance than actually doing the job. Actually getting the rope pulled, they're fighting about how to do it. That's a big problem. So I think removing one of them would definitely do the team wonders. And I think Christian is definitely the one to go.
I mean, listen, they're not going to get rid of Max because they brought him back. They wouldn't go through all that trouble to bring Max back just to get rid of him again. Or would they? I don't know.
I mean, Max isn't bad. Max isn't great, but he's not bad. Like, I just think he needs more direction and he is cocky. He's very cocky.
He's very cocky. I have to say, in comparison to the last season that he appeared on Below Deck, his energy has completely changed, and he is like semi-likable, whereas before he wasn't likable at all. Like, you're just like, this guy, you know, like he was just very, very like Solane, like, you know, and in the point of just not really caring. But it is nice to see that. But then you get hints of like, okay, I think he might be a little in over his shoulders, thinking that he could actually do the bosun job. I think my favorite moment of the episode was when he was touching the jellyfish. And then
like, what the hell, bro? And then touches his eyes. And she's like, why did you touch the jellyfish? Like, Captain Sandy's like, how big of an idiot can you be? Like, sure, that's my instinct to be like, but I think that's like the cockiness being like, I'll touch it. I can do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. No. Bye.
I don't know. TT Doll, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. What is your thought about the female deckhand? That's Tessa. Will she last? I like Max this season. All right, TT Doll. I've seen a lot of things being said online that people think Tessa won't last this season. Did I miss something that happened where
Sandy wasn't. I missed something too, because I know Captain Sandy for a minute was like, "What is Tessa?" No, her problem with Tessa was that she's quiet. She's like, "I don't know where she is. She doesn't communicate at all." But they kind of all weren't communicating. Nathan wasn't even communicating to her when they needed to be backing up. But Tessa is she doesn't take strong initiative. Like, not strong. She doesn't take initiative at all, and she does not assert herself in communications. But she even said, like, I think she's going to be good with direction and order. I think she's going to be obedient and be like, I will do whatever you say so far it seems like that way, but she's not getting told what to do. I mean, there was a whole part of the episode, she was walking around the yacht when they were at the beach or in town, and she's just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I haven't been told what to do, and I don't know what to do. And I can't blame her. Like, as much as it's like, okay, take initiative. It's a new boat, new crew. Like, again, Nathan needs to give some kind of direction, and I think
I think we're gonna see it. You know, it was definitely hinted at majorly that Captain Sandy has big problems with Nathan, and I think all of those problems are gonna happen at the beginning of the season, because I think he needs a team and he needs to have the time. So after this, it's on Nathan. Like, next charter, if shit is going awry, if we have jet skis, if Christian's out in a jet ski in the middle of nowhere, this is now going to be on Nathan, because he has to put things in place. He has to put, he has to put boundaries and rules and organize the troops a little bit, because the troops are like walking everywhere.
It's
and
it is.
And I think between Christian and Max, I think, Christian might be holding the team down a little bit. And I think we're going to find that, like we said, next episode.
Yeah, I think they'll
So
start.
that'll be
'Cause
really
it does.
interesting.
We've definitely talked about leadership. Like, it sucks to have a shitty crew or team under you, but at the end of the day, if they're not stepping up to the plate, like the leader is the one that takes responsibility, takes the fault. If the whole team, interior and exterior, mess up, the captain takes it. So it's kind of up to the leader to get it tight. And if someone really is always going to fail you, then time for them to go. And that's the leader's job, to build a good team, because it comes down to them.
Yeah.
It's the responsibility at the end of the day will fall on them. And yeah, if next charter they can't get it together, then Nathan's part of the problem, not they all.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it all falls on the leader. We've talked about that before, and that's why it always falls, not just on the chiefs too, but on the captain eventually as well. Tess, thank you so much, guys. 120 in the room. Hit the like button. It helps us out so much. We're keeping it nice and short today because it was a very simple, clean, beautiful Below Deck episode.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, and then I'm going to take it to the live chat a little bit too and just see what's happening in there. Who is your favorite cast/crew member right now? And who is your least favorite? And what are you looking forward to in the season?
That's a really good question, because I'm not really I don't have a favorite yet. I do like Aisha, obviously, but she has a lot of energy, which ironically, so do I. And I'm not saying I don't like her for that reason. Like, I really think she does a great job and she's happy, but
she is hospitality.
Hospitality.
She's like one of those people who, the show must go on. Like, she can compartmentalize things, right? Like we're used to doing when we were performing. Yeah, can set the other stuff aside and really focus on the moment and the hospitality. I do like her for that. And it's always positive. Even in the past, when she's had people like go at her, she stays above it. So I'd have to agree. She's like killing it. Like, is my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, least favorite.
I know, least favorite. I think I'm gonna have to go with Christian. It was between Christian and Max. Like, their egos, just nothing like irks me more than a cocky a-hole. And now I think Christian is winning that award. It's just, if you suck at your job, have an attitude, all like that just is like a ticket for me not to like you. Which was so lame. Like, things I didn't like her for that. Like, if you at least try, then I'm like, okay, you're trying. Maybe you just need to learn, or like, that's fine. But nah, son.
Yeah, totally. Listen, I didn't really love Christian the first episode, but like you said, work ethic and actions speak louder than words for sure. And I think when I first saw it, it was during Anchor Watch, and Tessa even asked, like, do I need to be doing small jobs? Like, do I just sit up here like in the wheelhouse? What do I do? And then Nathan listed out a whole bunch of jobs that you could do. Then during Anchor Watch, about 3-4 in the morning, they change over. Christian comes to do Anchor Watch and kind of just sits there. He's on his phone. I don't think he even looked at the list.
He's watching videos.
That kind of like, and the lack of urgency and the lack of respect of what can I do to prepare to set my team up for success, like the next day. Like, that's not even going through his head, you know? Like, that's...
I love how they called him out on it, though. He's like, I was watching this video on, like, I don't even know what he was watching it on I think it was some Bitcoin, like something that I don't understand. And I love how he called him out. And he was like, oh, you were doing that instead of the rails? Like, you were watching that on watch? Like, bro, we woke up and had double the work. So,
and this is where, even with the egos, this is where, okay, I can see Max's side. He's coming back with a renewed, a little too much energy, but at the same time, he's expecting who he works with also step it up the way he has stepped it up, which, Max, this was you a couple seasons ago.
So,
and I do have to say, I want to give a shout out to the chef. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just agreeing with you that I do think, even though there's parts of Max that I'm just like, oh my God, he's just, nothing against the French. I love him. I love France, but he's also very French. There is a natural born ego that's like, we are French. We are great. And
je ne sais quoi.
I can't blame him for that. That's just who he is. But I'm excited to see where he goes and grows. Hopefully. I think he will.
Absolutely. Hopefully. I think This season is going to be wild. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be tense. This is the first season, though, because Captain Sandy is a docking queen. So she can park in the tightest of spots. She's just very, very good at doing that. We've seen this like multiple times. Fighting weather, because weather is a huge problem in the Med, you know, with storms, with winds and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So we always see her fight those things. And this season so far, she's just docking, like I said, to an open parking lot. So I'm curious how the season for Sandy goes. But guys, we hit 30 minutes today. We're keeping it just a little short so we can spend more time, because next episode is supposed to be off the hook. We'll spend more time diving and going into everything in the episode. Guys, if you're watching this on the replay, please hit the like. We appreciate it so much. If you're listening on the podcast, give us a 5-star review. Let us know what you're thinking about this season. Also, be on the lookout for Sean and I will be starting a bi-weekly podcast, kind of going over everything that's happening in Below Deck Med, but not really the episode, kind of like the yachting aspect of it. He's going to walk us through motor yacht, Bravado. He's going to walk us through that. He is going to tell us what really happens and what really doesn't happen. As you know, he used to be on Anchor Watch and give us those little tidbits, but it was always like too little time. So now we get to spend more time talking about it. So pay attention to that on the podcast. And Gelsey, we will see you guys next week. Huge shout out to everyone in the live chat. Huge shout out to our moderators. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys all next week.
Bye.
Bye.